ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Channel 23 and the Faces of Carlsbad, a program where we introduce so many nice people to you that you are overwhelmed. And we're sponsored by Intrepid Potash, and we thank them very much. And we want to thank all the people who have been viewing our shows and telling us that they really enjoy seeing so many nice people being interviewed. And today we have one of the nicest ladies I've ever had the pleasure to work with, Bettie Tice. Bettie, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Bob.
Bettie and I have been working for many years. We'll talk about that toward the end of the show. But let's go into the early days of Bettie Tice, where your parents came from, where they settled, where you were born. And let's do a little background history on Bettie Tice.
Okay, my parents were married in Burnett, Texas. My father came from Duke, Oklahoma. He was part Cherokee, and my mother came from Spartan, Tennessee.
So your father was part Cherokee?
Yes.
Oh, goodness. And your mother came from Tennessee?
Right. She was part German.
What brought her westward?
Her parents.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. They moved. They started going to California, I suppose for the gold strike at that time.
Yeah.
And they decided they liked it in Texas, so they settled there.
And you said in Burnett?
Burnett, Texas, yes.
Now where's that?
It's about 60 miles from Austin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
South of Austin or north of Austin?
North. North
yeah.
of Austin.
Okay, now I've got a visual picture of it. And where did your parents, did they meet in Texas?
They, would you like me to tell you a really cute story about them?
Yes.
My father told his sister, they were very good friends of my mother, and they were out horsing around, I suppose, and he told my mother, "I'm going to rope you." And she said, "Well, if you can catch me, I'll marry you." And they got married.
And he threw the rope and caught her?
And he caught her. And he caught her for about 53 years.
53 years.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Quite interesting. Very interesting.
And how many children were in the family?
There was 5.
5.
Yes.
2 girls, 3 boys? Or
We had 3 girls and 2 boys.
Mm-hmm.
And we grew up here, and all of us graduated from Carlsbad High School. And then, let's see, one of them's in Texas, 2 of them are dead, and 2 of us live in New Mexico.
Now, the 2 that passed away were 1 boy, 1 girl?
2 boys.
Oh, 2 boys.
Yes.
I'm sorry to hear
Yes.
that.
Very interesting.
Yeah, quite young, I would imagine, too. Huh?
Quite young, yes.
Well, we won't get involved in that because that's too sad of a story. But now, what are the 2 other girls doing now?
Okay, one of them lives in outside of Houston, and they have a restaurant there. And the other one lives in Hobbs, and she's the one that bakes you all those good little cakes and all that kind of stuff.
What a wonderful baker she
Yes.
is.
That's what she
Yeah,
does.
we're going to discuss that as we get down the line because I want to talk about that. Now you had how many children?
I have 3 boys.
3 boys, all boys.
3 boys. And I learned at a really early age with my sons, if you see a bug, you don't scream. If you see a lizard, you say, "Oh, how cute." Because if you don't, boy, do they have fun with you.
Yes.
Trying to scare Mom.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Yes.
So you gave them good advice. Did they follow your advice?
Most of the time, yes, they did. They were very good children growing up. Yes.
Now, let's see, one of them attended the school where I taught, right?
Actually, 2 of my
2 of
sons
them
were in school, at Eddie School. Yeah. And the younger one went and helped, when we were helping Miss Ferguson and so on.
Mm-hmm.
But then one of my sons lives in Austin, Texas. One of them lives in Hobbs, New Mexico. And the other one lives in Amarillo.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Now, which one of your sons came home and told you there was a real mean teacher at Eddie's school?
That was Robert, my oldest son.
The oldest one.
Yes.
And did that make you think, what kind of a horrible person this was?
No, I spent so much time at Eddie's school helping the teachers up there, I knew they were talking about you.
Is that right?
See?
Yeah, right.
Yes, yes. You were a very good teacher, and they really all were very impressed with you.
Oh, well, I appreciate that.
But evidently, you probably had gotten on to him that day for something.
Uh-huh.
So,
Well, that happens.
yes.
But the kids at Eddie's school, I must say, Betty, I thought a great deal about them. We had a wonderful crew of kids over there.
It was a very good school. I really enjoyed helping when I was there. It was a very good school.
Mr. Allen, was he there when you joined the school? Or was
Oh,
it
yes.
Yeah.
Mr. Allen was the principal at that time. When
Wonderful
we were
principal.
there. He was
wonderful
an
man to
excellent
work for. And when he retired, then Miss London took over, and you got to know her too.
Yes,
right?
Rita. I know her very well. Yes.
I worked for two wonderful people there. I will never forget them.
Yeah, and working with Miss Caithley. There was some really fantastic teachers at Eddie School.
Yeah. You mentioned Mrs. Ferguson,
Yes.
and then there was Bill McElwee. I don't know if you were there when he was there. He didn't stay that long.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
No, at that time. Miss Johnson, I believe, was the earlier grade school teacher that was there. But, you know, those were some fantastic teachers. They really were.
They were so nice and polite. That was, you know, we were like a team over there. We worked together. And I've worked in other areas where everybody worked in different directions. And I thought, we weren't like that.
A lot of it, too, had to do with the parents.
Yes.
Because the parents there were all eager to help out at school. That was one of the most important things, I think, that I saw at that school, the parents' involvement
And it
with their
was,
children.
That's correct.
Yeah.
And we had a terrific rapport with our parents.
And we had a very good Cub Scout troop there. It was just amazing.
And the kids who were our street patrol,
Yeah.
they always did a good job too.
They did an
They
excellent
were
job.
wonderful. So, and the boys all went on to high school, I trust. And
Mm-hmm. And 2 of my 3 went to college. The third one didn't. But they're doing very well.
now the
very well.
ones who are now in Austin, are they the ones who went to college?
One of them in Austin went, and one of them in Hobbs went.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And what are they doing now?
Stephen is one of the bosses at Advanced Micro Devices in Austin, and Robert owns his own business in Hobbs.
Oh, what business is that? I might have to go over there and see him.
Marker air conditioning.
Oh,
Yes.
well, I was going to say, does he loan you money after you've lost at the casino, or?
No, actually, I have to go give his wife money after I go to the casino.
Oh, I see.
She's my banker.
Very, very good.
Yeah.
Okay, now after the kids graduated, did you go into any kind of work?
Actually,
routines?
it's really kind of strange about what I did after my children graduated. I went to college, and I went to college in Austin, and then I became an EMT in Austin. And then I worked at a pharmaceutical company as an EMT in Austin
I see.
for 15 years.
Well, that must have been very eye-opening business because
It was very interesting because you don't realize how much an EMT helps people until you're doing it yourself. And basically that's what it's all about, is helping other people.
did you ever run into really serious cases where the person didn't make it and you broke down and cried?
A lot. The worst part is children, is with the children.
Yeah.
But that's what you're there for, is to help people survive.
Yeah.
And I think I only had maybe 2 people die. So I was very lucky in that length of time.
At a 99% rate of saving lives.
We found out the most things we went out on were elderly people with heart attacks and stuff like that. And they've come along so far with stuff that people have a chance. with it.
Yeah, things have really improved in the last 20, 30 years. haven't they?
Yes, amazing. how
But
much
we've
it's
come up
changed.
with new diseases since then. It's,
That's part of the reason I quit.
yeah.
Was the diseases in it.
So after you left Austin, where did you come? Where did
Back
you
to
go?
Carlsbad.
Back to Carlsbad.
Back to Carlsbad.
What drew you back to our lovely city?
I came back to take care of my father. And so
And Dad,
he passed away in 2007.
oh my, 5 years ago, huh?
Before that, I volunteered at Cat's Meow.
Oh, wait a minute. The Cat's Meow?
Yes.
You're not the one who gives me orders down there.
Yes, I do.
Oh, I thought I recognized you, Betty. We've got a pretty good rapport down there at the Cat's Meow, though, don't we?
That's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It is a lot of fun. It's a lot of hard work.
Well, I noticed that you spend most of your time working in the back where all the hard work is coming through the back door, all the loading and you know, the unloading of clothes and pictures.
Our
and
donations.
Donations, yeah. And every time I go in there, and I go in there 7 days a week, even the 2 days that we're closed to take care of the cats. But I've noticed something about you, that you're very meticulous about keeping things clean, extremely clean.
I try.
You
I
only-
try.
I've only noticed one bad feature about the women who work there. The women working in the back.
We're bossy.
No, I can put up with the bossing, but when you put boxes out there outside, you don't care. You just throw them in a heap. And I have to go out there and straighten them up, and it's depressing.
We don't want you to not have anything to do.
Oh, that's it.
That's why we put them out there like that.
Oh, okay.
And we put them out there so the people can pick up the boxes.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
Yeah. Talking about your sister who
Uh-huh.
lives in Hobbs, I couldn't believe how good her pastries were. And every so often she'll come all the way from Hobbs and put them at the back of the store. And when did you discover how good a baker she was?
When she was working at a restaurant, at my brother's and sister-in-law's restaurant in Texas. She is a fabulous cook.
Oh, her desserts are wonderful.
She's a very good cook.
Yeah. Especially her cakes. Not many people can really make outstanding cakes. Through the years, I've not hit too many that were that good, but your sister has rung a bell, let me tell you.
Well, I'll tell her, and she'll be tickled to death to hear that.
What's your sister's name?
Brenda.
Brenda. Oh, I work for a man whose wife is named Brenda. I wonder if they're related.
No,
No, they're not related.
No.
Okay, well. Anyway.
they're not related.
So what do you do in your spare time, Betty?
Okay, in my spare time, most of the time I'm at Cat's Meow, and when I'm not at Cat's Meow, I animal sit for people. I take care of their cats and dogs when they're out of town. That's one of the favorite things I do.
And that's a nice hobby.
It's very fun, very fun. I get to meet a lot of interesting people and a lot of interesting animals.
Yes.
Dogs and cats have personalities just like people.
Isn't that the truth?
It's amazing.
I noticed that, and I brought that up the other night at home, that they're all a little different.
They really are. Like the 3 cats we feed at Cat's Meow in the back
Yes.
are stray cats, and each one of them is totally different from the other one. And they basically tell you what to do because they're the boss.
Well, the one little female that I feed down there every night, she's very affectionate. And I worry about it sometimes when she doesn't show up. The other female is very affectionate also, but she won't take any nonsense from one of the other males. And I've seen her box the other one's head, left and right hooks. I thought she'd make a good fighter if she were a human being. And then one of the males used to be the friendliest male down there, but with all the traffic that's going through there now and all the new businesses that went in, he won't have a thing to do with me. And the other male, who never liked me in the first place still doesn't like me, but will come up close so he gets fed. But they all, as you said, they're all different.
I think it's because of all the change back there that's going on, really.
Yeah.
Because there's so much different things going on with the new people next door, and the fact that we have a sinkhole in our alley, and you know, that's kind of frightening, I'm sure.
Yeah, yeah. Do you own any pets yourself?
I have a lizard,
Oh, what's his name?
Lizzie.
Lizzie the lizard.
Yes.
How did you manage to get involved with the lizard?
He keeps coming on my porch, and he likes to eat bugs, and so one day I gave him some scrambled egg. And ever since, he's been coming back to eat eggs.
Scrambled eggs.
A scrambled egg.
Oh my gosh.
And he's gone from about this size, about that wide, to about this size, and about like this. He's very obese because he loves eggs.
And he likes you. He trusts you.
By feeding.
That's amazing, though, for a lizard.
It's very odd for a lizard.
Yeah. My gosh, I didn't know that. So how many inches long when you first met him?
Maybe about 6, and he's probably doubled his size.
Yeah.
Yeah. I sometimes worry about cats catch him or something, but he's pretty fast.
Good.
Very
Yeah, they scramble away very rapidly.
Really.
Do you do any? Do you do much reading?
I really do not have very much time to read. I like to play cards, and I like to play dominoes with my friends. So that's my entertainment. And I belong to the Carlsbad Gem and Mineral Society, and we do rock hunts, and we have polished rocks and cut rocks, the senior citizens.
Oh, you do that?
Yeah, and then once a year we have a gem and mineral sale up there, and our donations go to a scholarship.
Now, what got you interested in that? That's fascinating because I haven't met too many people who are involved in that.
I've loved rocks for as long as I can remember. Shiny rocks, dull rocks, just what's inside a rock, and all that kind of stuff. And I guess forever I've been interested in rocks.
Wow.
Of course, I like diamonds.
Well, most women do, I'm sure, but...
But I still like just any kind of rocks. Just like I asked you, you know, when you went on your trip, on your cruise and stuff, would you bring me a rock back from whatever country you visited in? And all my friends bring me rocks back from the countries they
I brought
visit.
you one from the Galapagos Islands, I think.
Yes, you did.
Yes,
And
yeah.
from Iceland.
And Iceland, that's
Yes.
right.
And I have rocks from China, Russia, all over.
Do you have them on display in the house? Or?
I have them on little pieces of paper with where they came from, and I have them filed.
Oh, you've got them
Yeah.
filed, yeah, that's good.
So I have to have small rocks.
Yeah. Well, I'll look into that.
Interesting. And then one of the rocks I have is a fossil that's about 2 million years old. And I think they said it's an arthropod.
An arthropod. Oh my gosh. Did you say 2 million years
2
old?
million years old.
Oh, heavens to Betsy. Well, anyway, so we go back into, how often do you get to go out and look for new rocks?
Well, we went about 2 weeks ago. We go to rock quarries and stuff like that and look.
Where are the rock quarries located?
There's one up towards Weed. It's on a ranch up there, and we go look. And we did at one time go out here to the little gypsum mine, but we don't go out there anymore looking.
Where was that located?
Towards White City.
I see. I didn't know that.
It's over in Texas.
Oh, it's on the other side of the mountain, is it? Or?
No, it's on this side, just past the state line.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So there's all kinds of interesting rocks in New Mexico.
Yeah, I've talked to some of the gentlemen that I know, and they're involved in that also.
You can find Pecos Valley diamonds all over outside the areas between Carlsbad and Artesia.
Where do you look for those mostly? I'd like to get a couple.
The best place to go is out through La Huerta, out through there. And by the gas plant out there, there's a road we turn down and go look.
What do they look like?
In the sun, they look like diamonds, and they're shaped like diamonds. They sparkle and shine.
I'll be darned. I didn't know that.
And there's red ones and white ones. And that's one of the main rocks that you can find around here, is the Pecos Valley diamonds.
Yeah, this is actually the first time I've heard of that. And I've been here many years, and Pecos Valley diamonds.
Mm-hmm. One of these days I will take you.
Yeah, I'd like to see some of those. So anyway, you've got that hobby, and you do a lot of work. Do you ever get exhausted when you get home and just can't face another day?
Sometimes I do,
Mm-hmm.
but if I get a chance, I like to go fishing, and that relaxes me.
Do you ever will you fish down here on the river?
Sometimes I do, yes.
Yeah, have you ever seen Mr. Lutman down there? He's a good fisherman.
No, I never have
Yeah.
seen him
Oh.
anywhere down there.
Yeah, he fishes constantly. Yeah.
I like fishing in the ocean, too.
Oh, he's done that too. But he gave that up. One of those big fish that he caught pulled him into the water once, and they had to rescue him. It was a tough job, so he gave that up. So he sticks with little fish now. Well, Betty, all I can say is that I'm so glad that I was able to interview you. And secondly, I'm glad I work with you because you're a nice lady to work with.
Thank you, Bob.
And the rapport down there is so nice usually. It's so, you go in and everybody greets you with a smile.
Except for our boxes.
Except for the boxes. But your sister's cakes make up for the...
Good.
That's what keeps me going.
Good.
And I want you to know that Intrepid Potash was very glad that you were on today.
Thank you.
And Guy was very happy that you were on today. And I'm very glad you were on today. So Betty, thanks a million for being our guest.
Thank
you. You were shy and bashful, but you came through. Okay? Well, on behalf of Channel 23 and Intrepid Potash, we want to thank all of our viewers. We hope you have a wonderful day. Goodbye and good luck.